назад, черный каскад. Вижу твой взгляд, снэп многоярд. Мог тебя взять, но ты не моя. Так дайте пацанам посчитать потери. Сумма нули, погибает на сцене. Снова один, прогуляюсь без тени. Заливай один поцелуй.
Your videos have solidified my observations about women, and I believe that your work today is saving a lot of lives. I'm a middle-aged Korean man living in the United States. I wanted to share that Korean women are some of the most cerebral and controlling women in the entire world. I had a relationship with a girl when I was in high school who was about 2 levels above me. She was charming, talented, and beautiful for a self-described hippie. On the first night, we started dating. I was so whipped that I came home after the first kiss and made a selfie video about how I'm in heaven and can't believe I kissed an angel. The following day, I then showed her the video. Knowing that my heart would be served by her for the next 2 years, I can only imagine how pleased she was with her salvation. She broke up with me because her feelings for her ex-boyfriend had returned over the winter break, and she admitted to accidentally meeting another man at a party. All of this took place in front of me, as she openly flirts with other men. She had to break up with me despite everything because I was too whipped. I'm depressed by this, and I regret how easily I was trampled upon by women. However, after watching your videos, I felt compelled to share this with you and the MGTOW community to highlight the situation's power and blinding impact. Needless to say, I was unfaithful to all of my former girlfriends. However, here's what's intriguing. I've dated an Indian, a few Caucasians, and a few Korean girls, and the only ones who never admitted to being unfaithful were the Korean girls. I thought I had found a Walt in my most recent relationship, which I had with a Korean woman. She was sweet, reserved, down-to-earth, goofy, and seemed to not care about material things. She also complimented me, saying things like, "You're so manly, and you're not like all the other guys." However, she began to reveal her true colors layer by layer approximately 1 year into their relationship. She did things like never picking up the phone and calling me back a few minutes later, instead getting intoxicated at mandatory company functions that lasted late into the night 3 times a week, and flirtatious Facebook messages from her male coworkers on her page started to pop up. But like a moth encircled by a spider's web, I still couldn't see the truth. After learning from a friend that she was riding the carousel with her coworkers and a few college friends, I was the only one to emerge from this coma. I ultimately hold myself responsible for the illusion. Although she was deceptive and manipulative, I also wanted my fantasy to continue because we were imperfect. And I suspect that even the most discerning MGTOW have blind spots and can fall prey to the most patient female predators who study their prey for many years and sting them into submission as soon as they discover that particular blind spot, and the beam is so strong that the dude would still think he has control over it in his mind. Girls probably keep around gay men to get a sense of what it's like to be a man. I think keeping an ugly girl around to help men understand women is a good idea. In order for this to work, she would have to be really ugly and completely unattractive. Today, I want to know, when interacting with women, what are some of the most dangerous warning signs you've observed? Before going out on a date, I believe anyone who is still a member of the MGTOW movement would benefit from reading this list. Asian women are smarter and better at covering their tracks than Indian or Caucasian women, as demonstrated once more by the fact that your ex didn't admit to being unfaithful. But about red flags, the first one is the crazy flag. Don't Go for Crazy is the name of a Reddit group for a reason. Don't stay with a woman if she starts acting crazy as soon as you start dating her. If it's the last thing you do, you shouldn't. Because you can't fall in love with someone who treats you like a doormat. It will just wreck your emotional state. I now come to the second flag. The woman will typically begin to treat you like a dog after dating or being in a relationship for about a month or 2 because she knows you love her. It's funny how she has to be nice to you until you fall in love with her. But when she realizes that you've been caught, like a prize bass, she starts treating you badly. It may take longer than a few months at times. I recall being told all the bad things I was doing and that I needed to change about myself on my first anniversary. The entire group should attend therapy, purchase better gifts for me, and bring wine to my mother's house on Friday. Because I had only had 2 significant relationships in my 15 years as an adult, I did not believe that this kind of behavior was unique to women. It had taken another girlfriend almost 2.5 years before she began telling me what to do. I assumed it was unique to the particular woman I was dating. I've dated 4 women since then, and I've noticed the same pattern of warning signs. I also notice that as they enter the 8th inning of their reproductive years, women in their 30s are frequently irrational and seem to only care about getting pregnant because they are so desperate to get pregnant. They are unconcerned about the pill or STDs. That, in my opinion, suggests that you are merely a donor and should leave as soon as possible. If a woman is in her late 20s or early 30s and does not have a financial plan, it is another big red flag that she is in debt or has very little money saved. You are the financial rescue plan. That's fine if it means getting married and getting pregnant to get child support and alimony. They are hopeless. Remember that financially troubled women in their late 20s and 30s know that finding a man who will provide for them is their only chance of having a good life in the future. You need a man for money if they haven't become successful independently by their early to mid-30s. Don't be that man. However, regardless of how wealthy they are or how quickly her parents escape, I frequently observe that they are willing to treat you poorly upon first meeting you because they do not require you to fall in love with them if she disrespects you immediately. Single mothers raise obvious concerns. Women who have been married multiple times are the ones who are unable to maintain a relationship for more than 6 months. The way she treats servers at restaurants and on dates is another early red flag. She lacks respect and decency if she behaves in a rude and disrespectful manner toward them. These warning signs are fairly simple to spot. You need to be on the lookout for the women who play the mysterious role. The most intelligent women are aware that being quiet, submissive, and acting dumb or shy are the only ways a woman can conceal warning signs. Every woman is irrational, and if they aren't, they're just sitting there silently to avoid being noticed for their irrational thoughts. Usually, they feel ashamed of being a woman, which hurts their self-esteem. Also, if they have low self-esteem, that's a red flag because if their self-esteem ever rises, they might think they can do better than you, and you'll be gone forever. Additionally, just so you are aware, the women who conceal themselves typically have extremely high IQs. I believe that extremely intelligent women raise red flags to minimize attention to themselves. I'd love to hear from everyone what they think. Therefore, please share without hesitation.